Hi YouTube, Darth here. This is Over Your Shoulder, a weekly series where I follow unsuspecting players and give unsolicited advice and commentary. Today I'm following SkippyMcJimmy, a level 125 with some really solid stats. It's clear from looking at his stats that he plays a pretty close game style to myself, not a whole lot of recon, but tons of the other three. As I follow SkippyMcJimmy today, I'll be calling out the great stuff that the player is doing, the stuff that maybe I would do differently, or that Skippy could work on. So let's take a peek over SkippyMcJimmy's shoulder. Okay, he was waiting for that tank. On this tank, he has an AP shell, coax HMG, reactive armor, active protection, and zoom optics. Pretty typical. I think this is a reasonable setup for Caspian because you're going to see a lot of tank and infantry action. We're a little bit past the starting condition of the map, so let's take a look at what's going on currently. The Americans are in control of the middle of the map while the Russians have made a surprising poke at A. And Jimmy's doing a good job of pillaring that tank so he didn't take any additional damage from it. He's playing it safe here because there could be additional tanks on the way. I find that on Caspian, a lot of the American armor tends to just go straight for Bravo and then to Echo. And there's almost always one that always goes to A. Let's switch over to first person mode and take a look at what we actually see. Yeah, we don't know where they are, so we're playing it safe. Right now we're just intercepting everybody that's coming through this little space. If the Russian team can contain the Americans to Bravo, they might have a pretty good chance of winning this map. Obviously, we're not going to drive forward through those mines or possibly that C4 that's being tossed down, so staying here is not a bad choice. And now there's a couple of dopey infantry that have made themselves easy pickings. Having a bit of a difficult time picking off these infantry with the HMG, this is kind of why I prefer the LMG. This is the reason I don't like the HMG, is it's just too sluggish. And it's kind of a feeling thing for me. For the LMG, I really like it simply because it's got that faster bullet velocity, which lets me put more bullets on target a little bit faster. Now that the Americans are in control of Delta, you can hear that AC-130. That's going to be a real problem going forward because that AC-130 has vision on pretty much the entire map. If the enemy has a commander, you don't want to let them get that. SkippyMcJimmy is starting to take hits from it, so it's not a bad idea to back up, but he runs right into the friendly tank. He needs to make it over to that AA gun and hope that the AA gun does something or possibly knows this is AC-130. Otherwise, I don't think there's going to be a way out of this. Because really all it takes is a couple of solid hits from the AC-130 and you're done. Yeah, whenever you start taking hits from space, you know that something's up with the AC-130. Especially those low, dull thuds. You know it's the AC-130 shooting at you. Right now I'd be trying to capture Delta or trying to get that mountain between me and the AC-130. He's continuing to work this corner. Let's see what we have for our tabletop situation. Looks like Echo's being taken, and we noticed that on the map and we start heading back there, which is good. I probably would turn around though, so I'm not facing my ass towards the point. Don't know what's on this point currently, just know that it's been taken by some enemies. Potential problem with that being, yeah, you don't know when you're going to get a rocket like that. Thankfully, he had his APS up just in time. And that was a really good guess because the enemy was not on the minimap at that point in time. Because he's moving the point, he knows that the enemies are outside of the capture, so he knows they have to be on the outside of the map, and he manages to find one here. You would think that that AP shell probably would have killed that target, though. Never underestimate the strength of the ablative tree armor. And he's refocused on this engineer, but he might still be in trouble. He is all alone at this point, which I think is really dangerous, especially for armor. Especially because at Echo, enemies can spawn just about anywhere. And now you're taking more hits from that AC-130. This is looking bad. But he managed to capture the point, and reinforcements are coming. Yeah, he's definitely caught the attention of that AC-130, so I don't know if there's going to be any way he can survive. I'd like to see what he does. Yeah, he's just staying mobile, which is pretty much all you can do. Let's see if he sees these mines before he hits them. Doesn't look like it. No, spotted the whole time, and still ran into him. Definitely had his focus on the AC-130, though that repair torch might have come in handy, too. Let's see what we're running with for our infantry kit here. It looks like we have the UMP-45, Coyote, laser sight, and angled grip. Probably wouldn't be my choice on this map. The UMP seems like it's a little bit more suited for mid to short range combat, and a lot of the combat on Caspian seems to be mid and long range. Although Delta is probably not a bad point to try and take with this setup. So it's going to rely on how good he is at reading his minimap. Good catch there. Takes him out. Lots of enemies around here. Nice target-rich environment. Yeah, this is exactly what I've been doing, trying to get down south. Oh, reloaded too soon there, and he's going to pay for it. Yep, there it is. If you're trying to push Delta that aggressively, it might not be a bad idea to also have had a silencer on that weapon, just so the enemies don't come looking for you. Let's see what our tabletop situation looks like. It looks like the American team is still well in control of this map, making a dangerous run here towards Delta under fire. Taking Charlie might have given him a better chance of getting up here to Delta without being harassed or seen. But if that AC-130 is picking apart your team, it really makes sense to prioritize Delta. He does at least have some cover with teammates, so he does have a better chance of making it up this hill through the open spaces. This northeastern approach that he's going up provides a lot of opportunity to get up to Delta without having to worry about Charlie. Plus, he in theory has the backing of some armor if only it would move up the hill a little bit. There's 3 tanks here, so really the only thing stopping them from getting up the hill is infantry support. Doing a good job of finding targets from the minimap and taking them out. Sees that guy coming up behind him, takes him out as well. Getting good use out of the angled grip by tap firing. Again, the ump is not a bad choice for this map if all you do is stick to Delta. Close quarter weapons really come in handy at Delta. Continuing to just use that wealth of knowledge from the minimap, and it's going on a hell of a spree now. Finally gets a squad mate to spawn on him, but it's not enough to get that capture moving. Now we've got a second squad mate and it finally starts helping. He's heading for everybody's favorite defensive spot at Delta, so he's probably going to come up with some infantry here. Comes up with a face full of claymore instead, does manage to kill one of them, throws a grenade, bounces off the open hole, and grenades himself. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the ultimate goalpost. Alright, we're back with SkippyMcJimmy, and looks like Echo's in contention again. Here's the problem with this gun and the setup on on this map, is that you just can't pull off those long-range shots when you need to. Trying to get that push off of Echo again. Comes up behind the enemy team now. This is a much better spot for this gun to operate in. A little bit of side strafing there once the guy shot him, but otherwise holding his ground, which is not bad. SkippyMcJimmy's really been making this weapon work, but I think I might prefer an AK-5C on this map. A lot of their teams caught up here at Echo. Let's see what the overall map situation looks like. It looks like the Russian team's in serious trouble here. It needs to come up with one of these points. Looks like we're down by about 100 points. Manages to come up with that guy at close range. Finding these guys on the minimap, and it should be easy pickings. The team came up with him, though. Starting to get a good push going here towards Charlie. Not much health to speak of. I think I might not try to lead the charge here. I might hold back and look for a med kit. So SkippyMcJimmy is out in the open now. He's chasing this kill probably a little bit too dangerously. At this point, I probably would continue pushing towards Charlie. He manages to see this guy on the minimap and comes up with him. But as I was saying, Charlie's really giving your team a lot of trouble trying to push up towards Delta. And without the cover of the trees, you're just going to have so many problems from that AC-130 while trying to take Delta. Because even if it's not shooting you dead, you're still going to have the problem of being spotted. Manages to outshoot that guy. Let's see if we can get the second one. Pulls out the old skill cannons, missed a few shots already. I think I might stay still and try to pull off that last shot, but nope, missed too many. I think any other secondary there might have been better. Looks like Skippy's pulling out a straw and going a little bit of straw sniping. Let's see if he gets this one. Nope, sidestep at the end, missed it. Not giving up on this though. Looks like he's reloading and finds another target. Misses again at the end. I love me the straw snipe. It's a nice complementary weapon to the PDWs just because you can't quite get that range. And if you can manage to hit your target, it's pretty much an instant kill. So this is not a bad setup. It looks like the enemy team is the one with the commander. We've missed 3 straw snipes now. But the enemy team is the one with the commander, so it's not surprising that the Russian team is having a bit of a hard time here. Finally manages to come up with that straw snipe. And as I was saying about the commander, having an unopposed commander is usually bad news bears for the opposing team. The situation hasn't much improved for the Russian team. A little bit of a risky maneuver here going out into the river. Gets cut down from Delta and Charlie. I think I would have gone to Charlie instead. So the US team is constantly pressuring Echo here, which is great. But what needs to happen for the Russian team is they need to start either grabbing Charlie or Delta or one of the two. And a good job of issuing orders. He's sending an order to Charlie, which is probably what I would focus on at this point. Charlie hasn't become no forest yet, so you still have cover from the AC-130. But the problem that SkippyMcJimmy has been having is that he's not only been getting rocked by that AC-130, he's been switching it up when he sort of runs towards one point and then changes his mind and goes towards another, and he's giving himself a lot more exposure than is necessary. So we've gotten punished the last few lives. I want to say that SkippyMcJimmy has made the right choice here by going to Bravo. It's going to be a long run to either Delta or Charlie, though, with this wall on the way. Might not be a bad idea to try to use that pipe to get up to Delta since somebody looks like has activated the Levolution event. Another option is probably to take that little water entrance and get your way into the bottom of Delta. So there's a lot of choices here, but I think Delta's going to end up being the best choice based on position. And you saw the guy on the minimap. Let's see if SkippyMcJimmy noticed him. He's done a good job of noticing everybody on his minimap so far, and it does appear that he sees him. Oh, nope, he has ignored him now. Kind of lucky they didn't cut there. Did see that guy, though. You can still see that guy over there who's heading to the sewer. Nope, too late for that shot. So taking a look at the minimap, you can see that one enemy is converging on him, so you know he's spotted. And he's definitely spotted now. Also, you can see how many friendlies are coming up the same side. I probably wouldn't try to follow him because the enemy knows you're coming that way and you get shot down. He spawned on a squad here, catches some enemies behind him and ends up shooting them, but runs away from the point, which I think I would have run towards it instead, and gets shot down. So again, if we're going to focus on Delta so much, might not be a bad idea to have run a silencer instead. The Russian team is just hemorrhaging tickets right now, down by about 250, and that ticket rate is just murdering their chances of winning this game. If they don't turn it around in the next minute or two, it's probably not going to have a chance of being turned around at all. Two teammates get cut down, so you know that there's an enemy nearby. So at this point, he should be keeping a keen eye on the minimap to make sure that no more enemies crop up, and there's one right now which he doesn't see, and he kills him. I think what we're starting to see here is a little bit of frustration factor on SkippyMcJimmy. He was doing a lot of smart plays early on, and he's just getting rocked and rolled every time he gets spawned now. Ooh, yep, there it is again. That's SkippyMcJimmy back in his favorite tank. Curious to see if he manages to keep it alive from the AC-130 and all the other stuff that's going on around here. I heard the AC-130 blast just now. He's running away from this one possible repair. You can see enemies are dropping C4 and mines across the way. I certainly hope he doesn't fall for that. Gets hit by a rocket, looks in the wrong direction, but does see an enemy tank that's back there. And the enemy attack helicopter is playing way forward, and it looks like he might get shot down here. Oh, great shot on that. Kind of disgusting that it didn't kill it. Let's see if he manages to get caught by these mines again that are in his obvious line of sight. There's a good couple of kills on an infantry there. I think he doesn't see these mines. He's getting awfully close to him without... Oh, nope, he doesn't see it. Oh, he almost became a victim to that. From his own teammates, nonetheless. And now that AC-130 is just punishing him again. This is what we call get out of town. Because you don't have reps, you have two tanks and AC-130. Oh my gosh. He just abandoned ship. Probably wisely in that case. I usually don't get out of tanks, but in that case, I think I agree with it. Gets what hits he can in. The Russian team's down by about 300 points now. No, excuse me, 350 points, and this is probably going to be game over. It has just been murder on the Russian team right now. Probably considering this next move. My next move would still be to try to push to Charlie and try to grab Delta from that point. Like, again, the sewer entrance, probably not a bad idea. This is looking increasingly bad for the Russian team, and I probably wouldn't be running along the road. Probably not such a good idea, because you know that the enemy spawns here at Charlie. He missed that guy over there on the right, and he's probably going to get killed by him. There he is, yes. We're back with SkippyMcJimmy. He spawned as an engineer, trying to take care of some of these tanks here at Echo, and it looks like, nope, can't come up with any one of them. Not really a good idea to try to face down a tank with a weapon that has to be aimed. A fire and forget weapon probably would have been better. SkippyMcJimmy trying to take care of a little bit of repair business here. It looks like the Russian team can say a good night, because this game is pretty well over at this point. They managed to lose E even. Our one bright star in all this mess is the A point, and it looks like we're taking damage from the invisible fire on the ground. Always a favorite of mine. Trying to take care of a little bit of the infantry action here, and just gets cut down again. SkippyMcJimmy taking up the tank that was at Alpha. It looks like trying to get a little bit of motion back towards the three tanks that are at Echo, but I don't think he's going to have the tickets to even get there. And this is the point, Battlefielders, where I got kicked from the game. But that was the end of the round anyways. In the end, SkippyMcJimmy quit out after going 33-16 in what was a very rough round past the early game. For the most part, he did a great job of playing aggressively, but so little of that translated into actual time spent on flags. Skippy also spent a lot of time chasing kills, which got him dead several times. I'd probably also reconsider the choice of weapon on Caspian to be something a bit better all around and not just good at close quarters. So my parting advice would be, stick to your goals, get in on those points, and the kills will come. That's it for this episode of Over Your Shoulder. If you found this video helpful or insightful, please leave a like. If you're new around here, please check out my channel and consider subscribing. If you'd like the chance to be featured in an upcoming episode of Over Your Shoulder, please message me your battle log information and I'll try to follow you sometime. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, YouTube.